Here is a Patton U2-1887 18-inch high velocity fan, and I'm just noticing now for some reason the guard is completely misorientated. I don't know why it's like that. This is a fan I wanted for many years, and I ended up with this one, and it's a piece of junk. There's not a whole lot of them built like this, but this one has a blade that just absolutely stinks. It's not the typical riveted blade set. It's a very cheap stamped blade set, and it's falling apart. I don't really feel like it's safe to use it anymore. I'll run it momentarily for the video, but this blade is very concerning to me. It's starting to crack in the center where the blade meets the hub. There, you can see that right there, and it's almost halfway through. So very concerning, very concerning in fact. And the other problem with this blade is that it is horrifically out of balance. I've made multiple attempts to fix it. There is some tape on the back of the blades. I've tried to correct it, but I have not been able to really balance it as good as it needs to be. This does still have the McMillan motor. Let's see if we can see a date code on there. I do see a date code on there. It is dated February of 1999. Kind of surprised this dates back that far and has such a stupid blade on it. I really need a replacement blade for this fan. If anybody has one they'd be willing to let go of, let me know, because I have not been able to find one. And if I can't find one, I think what I'll do is I'll get like a condenser blade or something, one that kind of looks like the U220, and I'll make a U2-18 because I can't run it with the way this blade is anymore. I just don't trust it. There's the McMillan motor. It does have the oil ports still, and it needs to be cleaned. There's the informations, which looks like the sticker is starting to get bubbles into there somehow. That's kind of weird. Ah, geez, the switch is also cracking. What the heck? This fan is falling apart. Well, at least this is... Yeah, I can fix that relatively easily, and it would be a nuisance, but it wouldn't be catastrophic if the knob broke. You know, it would be catastrophic if the blade broke. 2.6 amps on a PSC motor is quite a bit of power. It has a 3-prong rounded cord, decent length, and there's a tag on there because I used to use this years ago. I used to volunteer at a church during the summer, and I would bring this fan because it would get kind of warm. And you know, you would hope that nobody would steal it in a church, but you never know anymore. People are nuts. I did replace the feet on here. I forget exactly what I used, what this was. It's something that I think I cut it into these pieces. I don't really remember now. And then I screwed it on, and it worked really well. It's got good secure feet now. This was a good repair. I really like these fans. I always thought the blue blades was neat. I remember seeing these everywhere when I was younger. I used to see these at stores, at restaurants, businesses. I remember even seeing these in school. And I don't know what happened to this area, but I would say in the last 5 to 7 years, almost all the fans that I remember, portable and ceiling, have all just vanished. It's terrible. It stinks. I don't see any of the fans I remember anymore. And these, I think, are starting to get a little bit rare. There's still a lot of them out there right now, but they're definitely getting rare because these needed to be oiled. And it was very seldom that people oiled them. And so it's reached the point now where a lot of them are starting to lock up due to lack of lubrication. And of course, instead of being serviced, they just get discarded. They're also getting to the point where they get so dirty that they probably don't move much air anymore. These are very high performance motors, and while they were good quality motors, if they got dirty and they weren't oiled, they did fail. So they're becoming scarce. So I need to try to find another one of these before you just can't find them anymore. Because this one is not usable with this blade set. And now that I'll finally have a use case for these, you know, I'm going to have a garage now, and I'll have that big living room. I'll finally have a use case for these fans. So I gotta find one of these. There's plenty of them on the e-ripoff, but they're ripoff. They're like 200 beans or something crazy. I just can't rationalize that. I don't know how people are buying these things off of there like that. I guess they are, otherwise they wouldn't list them at that price, but whatever. Well, let's see how this goes. Hopefully the blade doesn't explode. I think this is the last time I'm going to turn this thing on with this blade set, because I'm really kind of concerned about a catastrophic failure of this blade. Okay, we're testing at 120.5 volts. Go to amps, and we'll start it up on the low, and I'll see if I feel comfortable going beyond the low. Not that the low is slow, but it's better than the high. And the problem here is the blade is just, it's not even made right. If you look at it, you're not going to be able to hear me because of the wind noise, but if you look at the hub, you'll see that the shaft doesn't even go through the center of the hub. Look at this. It's ridiculous. Look how off that is. It's ridiculous. And you can see it on the blade tips as well. They're totally off. And so it's like no amount of... Look at that. It's ridiculous. It's like 1/8 of an inch or more. And so the bottom line is no amount of lead tape is going to correct that, because that's just so out of whack. It's a piece of junk blade. It really is. I don't know why they ever made it like that. That's stupid. So, actually, you know what? I did a better job balancing this than I thought I had. It's still pretty far out, but it's not as bad as it used to be. It used to shake everywhere. It's not too bad the way it is now. I think it's probably safe to run it like this, but I don't know about the higher speeds. I can't wait to use these all over the house. I've never had a room big enough to really use these in. Okay, so this is 1.48 the amps, 166 the watts, and a power factor of 0.93. And these have such a very distinct sound to the airflow. I really like it. Very, very distinct sound of summer. Alright, let's try medium. It looks okay. Let's go to medium. That's 1.62 amps, 180 watts, and a power factor of 0.93 still. It's moving a lot of air. I don't want to stay too close to it in case the blade does explode. And these are really strong fans, very impressive performance. Alright, I'll try the high, but not for long. 2.18 amps, 222 watts, power factor 0.84. I just don't trust that blade at all. You can hear it rattling, the blade. It's like it's coming loose from the hub. Listen to it. Oh, I already turned it off. Listen to the blade. Hear that? Oh, the knob just broke. Oh, man. Well, you know what? It must have been breaking and I forgot about it because it looks like I put a piece of paper in there. This is terrible. But listen to the blade as I turn it on and off. You can hear it's coming loose. You hear that little clicking sound as it spun down there? That's it being loose on the hub. That's scary. You know, these are pretty high speed fans. If that blade was to let go of the hub there at full speed, that would be pretty catastrophic. So, I think that's it for this one. That's the last time we're going to run it up with this blade. I gotta get a new blade, and if I can't get a proper U2-1887 blade, I'm gonna have to get another U2-1887. I wouldn't get rid of this one, but I want one that's correct, and this isn't gonna be if I can't find another blade.